you go out in the woods tonight, you're in for a big surprise. If you go out in the woods tonight, you won't believe your eyes, because you'll see the Red Green Show! Starring Canada's favorite outdoorsman, Red Green, obviously. And now here's the host, and by happy circumstance, well, you know, at least for me, my uncle. And here he is, Red Green!
Thank you very much, Harold. Thank you. Welcome to the show. We got a real good show for you tonight, not like last week's show. I'm not blaming anyone.
That wasn't my fault.
This is Harold. He's producer and director of the show.
Which means I do a lot of this.
That's in lieu of content.
Well, I don't think you should blame me for what happened.
Well, Harold, you're the one who decided it'd be fun and outdoorsy to have a trained elephant on the show. Folks, that elephant was not trained.
The lodge looks good as new.
How about the smell, Harold? When does that go away?
I think we should discuss something else. Let's go to another segment. Do an intro. Go.
Now, here's something else that Harold is responsible for. Let's see how it smells.
One mistake, one little mistake.
There was more than one, Harold, and they weren't little.
In the cool of the evening when the sun goes down, that's when the bunch of us can be found. Down by the campfire like so many elves, sitting here, standing there, scratching ourselves, alone or all in a bunch. Scratching ourselves. Be sure and wash your hands before lunch. This week in the Handyman Corner, we're going to show you how to solve the oil crisis. A good start is to go with a lightweight vehicle such as this one. Made entirely of wood, so she's not going to rust out on you. And it's lightweight, practical, simple, easy to park, excellent visibility. Plus, it only takes one person, which should save a few marriages. Now, with this unit, you steer it with your feet, which leaves your hands free to use as brakes. Now, of course, the next step on this one was to figure out what kind of a fuel-efficient engine I could use on this unit, and my first thought was the JetX cubes. Those little cubes, I used to use them on my model cars and my model boats and what have you. But I phoned the JetX people, and they wouldn't sell it to me in a 200-pound block. So I had to come up with the next best thing. A fire extinguisher. So what I do here is I can squeeze the trigger, fires the extinguisher, and I'm holding the nozzle out the back, and away I go. I should be able to hit 30 or 40 mile an hour on a flat road, putting out fires as I go. But as they say, the proof of the pudding is usually written on the label, so let's give her a try. Well, either I'm going to have to lose some weight or we're going to have to up the horsepower of the engine. So what I've done is I've attached 4 fire extinguishers to the unit, and I've used the Handyman secret weapon here, duct tape, to position everything, and I've put a scarf on as well because this CO2 gets pretty cold, and I wouldn't want to be driving down the highway 70, 80 mile an hour with a frozen head. Anyway, I think we're all set, and I think I'll be saying goodbye now, just in case. So until next time, remember, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. 3, 2, 1. We'll be right back with more of the Red Green Show, unless, of course, Harold has booked another rampaging elephant this week.
I'll have to check. Kidding.
winter. What is that blowing sound? Blowing long and hard for months on end. Is it the cruel north wind? No, it's your kid's nose. Anyway, I was saying, if you missed last week's show, you're a very fortunate person. We had that elephant on. Yeah, that was fun, wasn't it? I mean, mind you, we were planning to renovate the lodge anyway. We just didn't figure we'd have to rebuild it from the ground up. This show is about life here at the lodge, you know, with our regular guests and what have you. And how we ever ended up blindfolded and walking an elephant is beyond me.
It was a seeing eye elephant.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
A seeing eye elephant. Like a seeing eye dog for blind people, or it was a seeing eye elephant. He's the only one in the whole wide world. He's an endangered species.
You should talk.
Let's go to another clip. TV viewers don't like to watch people talking. They like clips and multiple images and things like that. Introduce the next segment, Uncle Red.
All right, here's one of my favorite guests on the show. He's not gray, he doesn't have a trunk, and he knows what a bathroom is for.
You'll never forgive me, will ya?
I'll forgive you when the smell disappears.
You'll never forgive me, will ya?
Now, I'm out here on location again with Dougie Franklin, my good buddy, and his monster truck. And Dougie, this is one big, beautiful machine.
Well, I'll tell you, Red, it's got to be big. You know, for competition, if you're going to crush cars, you need a big truck. But it's a sport. It's like any other sport, like tennis, like highlight, baseball, demolition derbies. You know, I'm a finely tuned athlete, as is my machine, and she's got to be big. And the thrill of competition is wonderful. You know, I mean, you just wondered how many cars you're going to crush on a given day. Fabulous feeling. It's very now. It's very the 90s, actually.
Yeah, and I think we should point out here, Dougie, that we are not talking about a bunch of lunatics tearing around a shopping mall parking lot, flattening family sedans here.
Oh, no. You'd have a hard time getting insurance for that kind of thing, Red. And you know, a lot of families leave their pets in their vehicles when they go in to shop. And it's a sad thing when you see a kitty stuck on the back window of one of them yuppie Volvo wagons, just sweating on a hot day.
Yeah.
We don't want none of that. And also, it'd be very difficult charging admission to something like that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Now, it's because of I'm glad you brought this point up, Red, because the International Truck and Tractor Association, in cooperation with your fire department and I believe the SPCA was in there. They came up with this set of rules, and
That's a good idea, sure.
I got a copy of it right here.
You got the rules right here.
I do. There they are there. Now,
That's it, Doug?
well, yeah.
These are all the rules?
Well, yeah, and then on the back there, we got Miss Truck and Tractor Poll 1991 with an entire list of all the events for the year.
God.
Yeah, there's a lot of events.
Doesn't seem like many rules.
Well, I mean, I do have the rules memorized if you want to go into this interview a little more in depth. Would you care to do that?
All right, yeah.
All right, well, rule number 1. Fred, there's your rule number 1. Everybody in this sport got to wear a helmet. We're talking the drivers, we're talking the mechanics, and actually, we distribute helmets to the audience. The entire audience are all completely helmeted. Now, we also encourage the use of helmets at home for the viewers as well. Now, rule number 2, very important rule, actually, is no running over the people in the audience. You abuse that rule, and people will quit coming.
Actually, that sounds kind of vague. You know, that's more of a guideline to me.
Red, it has to be able to encompass monster trucks. They're not exact tools in the sense of that meaning, because when one of these babies goes over a big line of 1964 Strata Chiefs, you never know how one of these guys is going to fall. She could tilt off to the side.
Sure, yeah.
She could flip right over, which is why you got these suckers here over your head, or she could just like roll up near some people and just blow up to a million pieces. And I'll tell you, if something like that happened, you'd be mighty glad you was wearing your helmet.
So you just have the 2 rules?
Oh no, there's rule number 3 actually, which is if you kill anybody, you gotta stick around till the police show up. And there's a big story behind that one, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
But you know, if I could be serious just for a minute, Red, since I've been in this sport, I have met probably some of the finest human beings I've ever come across, and some of their trucks are even better.
I think maybe you monster truckers have got it made, eh, Doug?
I'll tell you, right off the bat, Red, I can't think of anything that would be more fun.
You're a bachelor, aren't you, Doug?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's Dougie Franklin and his monster truck, proving that size does matter to some guys anyway.
Well, that bachelor business.
I remember the day when the railroad was king. The big wheels made rolling thunder. We were treated like freight, arriving 7 hours late. I'm personally glad they're all going under.
Oh, Uncle Red, how excellent. I was just about to tell the viewers that you're going to answer their mail in your own inimitable way.
My what?
Your own inimitable way.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? You've never heard of the word inimitable? You never heard that before?
Well, I've heard it before. I just never knew what it meant.
Weren't you at all curious what it meant? Didn't you think to go look it up in a dictionary?
You don't know what it means either, do you?
Yes, I do. I looked it up. It means recherche. Okay? Our first letter today asks for some advice from you, Uncle Ed. It says, Dear Red, I'm in the market for a new car. Or new to me. I like used cars. I guess I'm a bit of a aficionado. Aficionado? What does that mean?
It means you can't afford a new car.